In this video, we are going to solve this exercise. Create a execution context diagram in your notebook, take a screenshot or photo and put it into image folder. Take in account of different phases of execution and different execution contexts. Here we have to create the execution context diagram. Along with that, we have to find the value of 1 and 2. So let's go ahead and create the execution context diagram. So we'll put the code here. We'll make it a bit bigger so we can just see it properly. We'll put an arrow to display which line we are on right now, starting with line number 1. So as soon as a code gets executed, the first thing that happens is a global execution context gets created, and it is in declaration phase. In declaration phase, we only look for variable declaration. So here we can see we have a variable declaration of species. So what we will do is create a variable with the name of species, and the value in declaration phase will be initialized to undefined. Moving on to line number 2, we see a function declaration. So we'll go ahead, create a function declaration here. The name of the function is change and it is a function. So we'll skip the next 2 lines and move on to next line here. Here it says console log. It is not a function declaration or variable declaration. So moving on to next, it is again a function call, so not a declaration. This is again a function call, so not a declaration. We'll go to the start and move from declaration phase to execution phase. In execution phase, we see the value of species and define it to human. Here, we see the value of human assigned to a variable species and add the value of human to species. We'll skip the function declaration and move on to console.log species. Here, we are executing a function, and we know what happens when you execute a function. A function execution context gets created, and this is the function execution context of console log. I'll make it a bit smaller so we have space for other function. And here we can see that in console log we are passing the value of species, and the value of species is human right now here. So we'll say console.log species. So here inside this function, when you're looking for a variable, you first look into your own memory. You don't find it, then what you do, you bubble out to the parent. So here I'll bubble out to the parent, and what we will see, the value of species is human. And because of that, here we can see the output in console. So the console output for the first time will be human. As soon as that happens, the execution context will be deleted. Moving on to the next line. In the next line, we see we are calling the function change. So we are seeing a function called, and whenever a function is called, a function execution context gets created, and that is what will happen here. This is the function execution context of change. Now here in change, it will go through declaration phase first. In declaration phase, we see a variable declaration called species inside this. So we'll go ahead, create a variable, and the name of that is species, and the value in declaration phase will be undefined. Moving on to the next line is not a declaration, so we'll finish the declaration phase and move on to execution phase. In execution phase, we assign the value of vampire to the variable species. So we'll add the value. Next line, we are executing a function. So we'll go ahead and execute a function here. And when you execute a function, and this will happen inside the execution context of change. So this is the execution context of console.log. And here we are looking for the value of species. And as we have talked earlier, when you are looking for the value of species, the first thing that will happen, it will go to the memory, it will look for the value of species, it will not find it. What it will do, it will go to the next, it will go to the parent. The parent of this is the execution context of change. Here it will see the value of species to be vampire, and that is what will be console log here. As soon as that happens, the execution context will be deleted. Moving on to the last one here, we see another function execution, that is console.log. And here we are logging the value of species. So let's just expand this. And here we can execute the function similarly how we did it last time. So we'll create a function execution context here. Let's make it smaller. And inside this is a function execution context of console.log. Here we are looking for the value of species. So it will go into the memory, it will not find it. So when it will not find it, what it will do? It will go to the parent, and the parent of console log execution context is the global execution context, and here the value of species is human. So now after doing this, the execution context will be over, and what we will see here is human again. So here in case of 1 and 2, the value of species is same, that is human. So let's go ahead and write it here, that is human, and this one will also be human. Just to check it, let's go ahead and execute this code in the console. So I'll execute the code, and here we can see human, vampire, and human. In first two cases, we have the value of human and human. Moving on to the next, we have another function, and we have to create an execution context of this again. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll paste this thing here. The first thing that will happen, a global execution context will be created, and that global execution context will go through the first phase, that is declaration phase. In declaration phase, we are just looking for variable declaration. The first line, we see a variable declaration called top level var. So we'll create a box, and the name of the box is top level var, and the value will be undefined because it is in declaration mode. Second thing we see is a function declaration. So we'll go ahead and create a function declaration. The name of the function is top level function. Similarly, moving on to next line, we see, so we'll go ahead and skip all the other lines and move on to the last line. And this is not a function or variable declaration. So declaration mode is over. So we'll move on to execution phase. In execution phase on line number 1, we assign the value. This is a global scope to this variable. So I'll go ahead and add it here. We'll skip this declaration because even in execution we don't care about it. Coming to this part, here we are executing a function, and we know what happens when you execute a function. That is, a function execution context gets created. So here, so this is the function execution context of top level function. I'll make it a bit bigger because it has a lot of things going on inside it. So let's move on to the next part. So as soon as this function execution context will be created, it will go to the declaration phase, and here we see the first line, there is a declaration called local var. So we'll create a variable. The name of the variable is local var, and the value in the start will be undefined. Moving on to next, we see another function declaration. What is the name of this function declaration? It is nested function. So we'll put this function here. The name of that is nested. So we'll skip this line and come to this here. So declaration phase is over. It will move on to execution phase. In execution phase, we see the value. This is a local top level function scope. So I'll copy this and we can put it here. I'll make it smaller. Even if it doesn't fit, we can understand the value here. Next, we see a function declaration. So we'll skip this and come to this part. In execution phase, we are executing this function. So again, what will happen? A function execution context will be created inside the execution context of top level function. So we'll put it here. This is the execution context of nested fn. Here, this function will also go through declaration phase. In declaration phase, we see a variable named another local variable. So we'll create a variable here. Name it another local variable and we'll shift it here. We'll make it smaller to fit it. And we know that to start with, the initial value of it will be undefined. Then we are calling two functions, console log with local var. So let's go ahead and create an execution context. So this is the execution context of console log, and here we are looking for the variable local var. So let's go ahead and look for this value. The first thing that it will do, it will go to the local memory. Here we do not find this value. So we'll go ahead and bubble out to the parent, and this is the parent. In the parent, we see the value of local var is, this is a local to top level scope, and that is what we'll get in the console. So let's create a console here. So I'll copy this value from here and paste it here. This is the first message that we'll get. And we are done with this. Moving on to next one. As soon as that happens, what will happen? The execution context will be deleted. Moving on to the next one, we'll create another console log execution context. Here we are looking for top level var. So first thing we will do is to look for that variable inside the local memory. We'll not be able to find it. We'll go to the parent. The parent is top level function scope. We'll not find it here also. Then we will move on to the global one, and here we can see the variable top level var, and this is the value we see. This value will be printed in the console. So the first message is this is a local to top level, and second is this is global scope. As soon as that happens, the execution context of nested function gets deleted. And as soon as that happens, the execution context of top level function gets deleted. And at last, what we have is in our console, we have two messages. This is local to top level function scope, and this is global scope. In memory, what we can see here is we have one variable called top level var that has a value. This is a global scope, and top level function which has a function. So in this way we completed this, and the output we can see at 1. Let's see what it is. So this is the output for first line. So this is the output here, and on the line number 2 we see the output. This is a global scope. Let's go ahead and test it in console. Paste it here. Here we see the first message is top level scope function and second is global. So in this way we completed this. Moving on to the next one. Let's copy the code snippet and go ahead and execute it. So we'll paste the code here, and the first thing that happens whenever you create an execution, the first thing that happens whenever you want to create the execution context is a global execution context gets created, and this is in declaration phase. In declaration phase, we always look for declaration, that is variable and function declaration. Here we see two variables. One, in declaration phase it will be undefined. Similarly, we'll have another one that is 2, that will also be undefined. Then we have another function. So let's create a function. The name of the function is main, and it is a function. We'll skip all these lines and come to the last part. Here in last 2 lines we see 2 function calls. In declaration phase we'll not do anything. So declaration phase is over. We'll move on to execution phase. In execution phase, we are assigning the value of 1 to variable named 1 and 2 to variable named 2. We'll skip the function declaration and move on to this line. Here we are saying console.log 1, 2, 3 and 4. And here we are calling the function main. So let's go ahead and call that. Call this function. The first thing we will do is to a function execution context will be created. This is the execution context of main. And here in memory, this function execution context is going through declaration phase. So we'll go ahead and declare first variable, that is 3. And the value will be initialized to undefined. Then we have a function called inner. So let's create a function here. The name of the function is inner. And it is a function. Moving on to next, we don't have any other declaration, so we'll move on to execution phase. In execution phase, we are assigning a value of 3 to the variable named 3. And here we are calling the function console.log. As soon as we call the function console.log, we are looking for the value of 4. And if we do that, it will throw an error. Why it will throw an error? Because it will look for the value of 4. So first thing it will do, it will go to the outskirt. It will go to the parent, that is the memory of main, and it will not find the value. If it will not find it, it will go to the parent, and here will not be able to find the value or a variable named 4. So it will throw an error saying 4 is not defined. So this code will not work properly. So here the value of 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 5 will not be there because the execution context when we were creating, it threw an error saying 4 is not defined. So we'll go ahead and write the message 4 is not defined. Let's go ahead and execute this code to see the message if it is exactly that or not. And here it is saying 4 is not defined. So we are getting exact same message. So in this way we completed this exercise.